Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is APHIS House, a transitional housing and learning center, and we're talking to the president and executive director as well as the founder of APHIS House, Mr. JSettles. And of course, Mr. Settles, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Thank you, sir.
And to tell you how delighted we are, Mr. Settles, to have you, because one of the issues that we'd like to deal with this morning is the issue that we're having in terms of identifying individuals who need what you consider to be transitional housing. Correct. And becoming involved in various other learning kinds of experiences. Before we get into the organization that you have established and the facility in real sense that you've established, Mr. Settles, let's have you to give us some information about your background, your education, and some of the things that were important in helping to motivate you to establish such a facility, and give us sort of a report in terms of what you're doing now.
Well, I'm originally from Memphis. Grew up in a pretty normal household, what I thought was pretty normal, and graduated from high school and started going to college. However, I think what happened with me is, you know how a lot of times our parents, they always want the best for us, and you know, and my parents always pushed college and things to me, but one of the things that happened is I began to make choices myself. And going to college, to me, it just took too long to succeed to me. So I made some bad choices, and what I mean by made some bad choices is I chose a shortcut to success, which was a road that led me to destruction. Even coming from a pretty good household, just made some choices that landed me in prison back in 1986. Went to prison, and one of the things that really dawned on me when I did go to prison is I really believed in my heart that I wasn't just so much of a bad guy or ignorant, so to speak, but it's just some about the choices that we make in this life that there's consequences to them. And so after going to prison, I stayed in prison actually over 8 years, and I always had this messed up mentality, and I believe a lot of it was because of the people that I kind of hung around. When I say that shortcut to success, a road to destruction, I felt like why should I work for some white folks when I can hustle and make money? But it didn't dawn on me that when you are thinking in a dysfunctional manner about whether it's making finances, it can do some serious damage. And what I call serious damage is I wasn't going to work for white folks for minimum wage, but yet I go to prison and stay over 8 calendar years and work for 50 cents an hour. So, you know, in that respect, I was thankful today that I was able to put that behind me and go forward. And for as my family, I came from a pretty good family, what I call a pretty good family. But one of the things that I believe happened even in our families is that you have to be properly taught how to really live a correct life. And what I mean by a correct life is you have to be taught good work ethics. You have to be taught even how to think properly, because those things just don't happen automatically. I think when I think about my parents, I know that my parents were like any other parents. They worked hard, 2 and 3 jobs, trying to give me a lot of stuff that they weren't able to enjoy when they were coming up, and I thank them for that. And I don't look back and say that because of the choices that I made that they were bad parents. They were good parents. They did what they knew how to do for me. And in accepting that today, one of the things that really I think about a lot is the last time that I got in trouble. You know, my parents was like, you're on your own, buddy, you know, and I was very upset at that. But, you know, that was really when I began to be responsible for myself. So I just think a lot of times families, they just raise us the only way that they know how. And on my end, I think I got blessed too, even though going to prison for over 8 years, you know, it may seem like a tragedy to somebody else, but, you know, it really was a blessing to me because that was when I began to really sit down and look on the inside and begin to really make some quality decisions.
Very good. And of course, Mr. Settles, let me take this first commercial break. After we come back, we'll give you an opportunity to talk about some other aspects and to talk about the facility that you've established that to help people like you found yourself to be in. And of course, we'll be back shortly after this very, very short commercial break. We're talking to Mr. James Settles.